Hello, everybody, and welcome into After the Sandstorm here on Gamecock Central. I'm Kendall Smith, joined alongside of Collyn Taylor here at the Swamp, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, following South Carolina's 38-6 Week 11 loss to the Florida Gators. And I think a lot of fans didn't see this one coming. Maybe they thought South Carolina would lose, Collyn, but not by this margin. It seemed like absolutely nothing went right for the Gamecocks tonight.
Yeah, and I think the loss was understandable. Most metrics had South Carolina as an underdog. Florida was a 2-score favorite, or at least an 8-point favorite. The issue becomes the haplessness, the fact that it didn't look good in any phase of the game, especially in the first half. And at that point, when some of the things start to continuously pop up, whether it's offensive stagnation, the run defense, just some of those things, then you need to start looking at, okay, how is South Carolina's coaching staff going about fixing that? And so far, there haven't been a whole lot of answers to see how South Carolina goes about fixing some of those things.
You mentioned a stagnant offense, and the question becomes, is it execution or is it play calling? From your perspective, from watching this team all year long, what would you say, Collyn?
I mean, it's probably a little bit of both, that you could sample 10 plays from the game and say, on these 2 or 3, it's play calling, on these 2 or 3, it's execution, and on these, however many are left, it's both. But at some point, when the execution starts to fail, if you're a coaching staff, you need to scheme around that and find ways to make executing a little bit easier, both offensively and obviously defensively. And we just haven't seen that to the level that you need to if you're South Carolina, because this offense has been so boom or bust. And when there aren't a whole lot of booming going around, you saw the results like you did today, where South Carolina didn't even average 5 yards of play.
Things don't get easier for South Carolina. The last 2 weeks of the regular season, they faced Tennessee and then Clemson, 2 of the best teams in the nation. What needs to change specifically from this week to next week to give South Carolina a fighting chance against the Volunteers?
You just need to scheme better. You just need, at this point, South Carolina is what it is from a roster standpoint, outside of getting some guys healthy potentially with Lloyd and CBS, which I think that does play a part in this. It's not the entire reason why South Carolina lost. Scheme it up better, get guys healthy, and force turnovers and put this offense in a spot to make some plays on shorter fields. And that's easier said than done, but if you're South Carolina, you need to find a way to scheme this thing open, scheme some guys in positions for success, and if you don't, it's going to be a tough, starting tonight, it's going to be a tough 3-game stretch to end the year.
Major struggle for South Carolina here at the Swamp in Gainesville, Florida tonight. A 38-6 loss in Week 11 of college football action. Collyn, thank you so much for your insight, as always. He's Collyn Taylor. I'm Kendall Smith. This has been After the Sandstorm here on Gamecock Central.